Hello everyone, I'm Auntie Kara, but this video is not for kids. This is another edition of book reviews for grown-ups who love fairy tales. Today on my review list, we are going to be talking about Eva Luna by Isabel Allende. Oh, there's the light. And I have to say I really loved this book. It was such a marvel and such a wonder, and such a master at storytelling, to spend time with this character and see the world through her eyes. Again, Allende, I read House of the Spirits a little while ago. I have another review video that I will link in the comments. And I really liked House of the Spirits too, but I feel like Eva Luna touched me quite a bit more. I definitely connected more with the character. As always, the thing they have in common is Allende is a master at fantastical realism. She does this thing where she juxtaposes very whimsical, magical, fantastical characters and situations with like really gritty, raw realism, and one doesn't take away from the other, and if anything they are able to complement each other in very interesting artistic ways that I really enjoy, and it allows the reader to enter into a world that was full of a lot of strife and political upheaval, and also see the strength of the people and the strength of their traditions and their beliefs and their connections, and how that is able to bring them through all of those times and kind of keep going. But I don't even really want to say keep going, because it goes deeper than that. Like, there isn't really a sense in the book of like, oh, poor us, we have it so hard, like we just have to keep going. It's more of a like, this is just who we are, and we need to meet the reality that we are met with the courage and the conviction and the quality of our character. So there is that really innate sense of knowing and owning and wonder that is wonderful in this story, and very inspiring. Eva Luna is a book that follows the life of a girl, and you get a little bit of a peek into her mother's life as well, but it's, you know, if you, I'm not even gonna go too much into the details of the life, because if you just list the point forms of like, she went through this and went through this and went through this, it sounds like a little depressing. But like, you know, I would kind of, if I heard that, I would say, oh, it's, you know, like Chilean Angela's Ashes or Tree Grows in Brooklyn or those kinds of books, but it really doesn't have that feel. Like, it really is more about storytelling and capturing the character and capturing experience and lived experience. And you know, Eva Luna is a rich character within herself, but the people that she meets and the people that she connects with and the people that she loses touch and comes back to, all of that is just quite the adventure to go on with her. And all in all, I really enjoyed it. The language is just so eloquent and beautiful and captivating. I'm going to read a couple passages for you today from this beginning of the book. But it's that kind of flowing writing that it just like drips off your tongue, and it like tastes like honey as you say the words, which is fairly poetic myself. But I can be cheesy and I make no apologies. But yeah, I definitely suggest going out and getting this book if you haven't read it yet. I loved it. I loved the romance. I loved the friendship and the connection. In terms of romance, it is very unabashedly honest in its conducting of sexual content. Like, there is no, oh, if and this and what if. It's like, I feel this way, and this is how I feel, and this is what I'm going to do about it, and this is what I did about it. And I don't know, there's just something so captivating and enrapturing about that. Like, it pulled at your heart in so many different ways. And I can't say enough good things about this book, so I'm just going to go in before I start rambling and read a couple sections for you guys. So the first section is, I'm going to read is just a short paragraph, the opening paragraph, which like really caught my attention right off the bat. And you definitely know that's the mark of a good book. All right, so here's the opening. My name is Eva, which means life. According to a book of names my mother consulted, I was born in the back room of a shadowy house and grew up amidst ancient furniture, books in Latin, and human mummies. But none of those things made me melancholy, because I came into the world with the breath of the jungle in my memory. My father, an Indian with yellow eyes, came from the place where the 100 rivers meet. He smelled of lush growing things, and he never looked directly at the sky because he had grown up beneath a canopy of trees, and light seemed indecent to him. Consuelo, my mother, spent her childhood in an enchanted region where for centuries adventurers had searched for a city of pure gold the conquistadors saw when they peered into the abyss of their own ambitions. She was marked forever by that landscape, and in some way she managed to pass that sign on to me. Isn't it just so good? I love that. Was that line that got me? Have searched for the city of pure gold the conquistadors saw when they peered into the abyss of their own ambitions. Oh my gosh. If that is not enough to make you read this book, nothing will be. But I'm going to read one more. All right, this is also about her mother. My mother was a silent person, able to camouflage herself against the furniture or to disappear in the design of a rug. She never made the slightest commotion. It was almost as if she were not there. In the privacy of the room we shared, however, she was transformed. When she talked about the past or told her stories, the room filled with light, the walls dissolved to reveal incredible landscapes, palaces crowded with unimaginable objects, faraway countries that she invented or borrowed from the professor's library. She placed at my feet the treasures of the Orient, the moon, and beyond. She reduced me to the size of an ant so I could experience the universe from that smallness. She gave me wings to see it from the heavens. She gave me the tail of a fish so I would know the depths of the sea. When she was telling a story, her characters peopled my world, and some of them became so familiar that still today, so many years later, I can describe the clothing they wore, the tone of their voice. She maintained intact her memories of her childhood in the mission. She retained all the anecdotes she had heard and those she had learned in her readings. She manufactured the substance of her own dreams, and from those materials constructed a world for me. Words are free, she used to say, and she appropriated them. They were all hers. She sowed in my mind the idea that reality is not only what we see on the surface. It has a magical dimension as well, and if we so desire, it is legitimate to enhance it and color it to make our journey through life less trying. The characters she summoned to the enchanted world of her stories are the only clear memories I have of my first years. The rest existed in a kind of mist where the household servants, the aged professor prostrate in his bicycle-wheeled armchair, and the string of patients and cadavers he attended in spite of his infirmary all blended together. Children annoyed Professor Jones, but he was usually lost in his own thoughts, and when he ran into me in some corner of the house, he scarcely saw me. I was a little afraid of him because I did not know whether the old man had fabricated the mummies or whether they had engendered him. They all seemed to belong to the same parchment-skinned family. His presence had no effect on me because we lived in different worlds. I roamed through the kitchens, the patios, the servants' quarters, the garden, and when I followed my mother to the other parts of the house, I moved very quietly, so the professor would think I was a prolongation of her shadow. The house had so many different smells that I could go around with my eyes closed and guess where I was. Aromas of food, clothing, coal, medicines, books, and dankness fused with the characters from the stories, enriching those years. All right, so that's your little taste. I hope you loved the review, and I hope you go out and buy the book. Or if you have read it, please tell me what you think. Give me your little review below in the comments. And as always, thank you for watching. I really appreciate it, and I really love talking about books. So come back another time, and I will see you again soon. Ta-ta for now.